Okay, I want to talk to you about a topic that doesn't just affect EV drivers, but it affects all drivers. And it's something that I think the government really needs to look at, tackle, and take hold. And that topic is parking charges, particularly these ANPR style cameras on car parks that clock your registration as you go in, and if you're lucky it'll clock your registration on the way out as well. And the reason why I think the government needs to have a look at this is because I've recently had a ticket. I've had a ticket for parking on a car park, and it was down in Llandudno, and we'd gone to Llandudno for the day, my wife and I, and we parked on the car park, and well, basically I paid for a ticket. When we were leaving, I went up to the machine, I put my registration in, it said I owed £2 because first 2 hours are free, we're there for 4 hours, pretty much to the minute, and I paid the £2 that the machine told me I owed, got into my car and drove off the car park. A week later, I got a letter through, or it was an email, because my car's through salary sacrifice. That means that the lease company will automatically pay for any parking tickets on my behalf to stop any increasing in charges if I forget. But it does mean that I don't have the ability to challenge said parking tickets. So what actually happened was I parked on the car park, we had 4 hours there, lovely day, paid for my ticket as I was leaving, got into the car, drove off the car park, got a penalty notice through a week later. So I've tried to challenge this with Parking Eye, and I've got nowhere with it at the moment. They are saying that I was 1 minute 30 over what I paid for on my ticket. Now, bear in mind, after I paid my ticket, I had to walk back to my car. I had to get off the car park through the one-way system and out past the cameras. And that took me 1.5 minutes. Now, I'm pretty sure Usain Bolt or Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton or anyone would probably struggle to do the same thing in 1.5 minutes, because if you're following somebody off the car park, you can't go any faster than them. So they're saying that I think, according to the letter, I was 1 minute 30 seconds over what I'd paid for. Now, reading into it, there's a law that says that they should give you a 10-minute window after you pay to allow you to have sufficient time to get off the car park. And they haven't applied that in the case of my ticket. But because the lease company have already paid for the ticket, they are saying, well, we've had your money, thank you very much, that was very kind of you. We're not allowing you to challenge this anymore. So I've contacted the lease company and said, look, I paid for a ticket. Sorry, can't help you. It's between you and Parking Eye. So I've gone back to Parking Eye, and I've said, look, I have got a ticket. Here is the evidence, and I don't believe you issued the ticket lawfully, even though these are only invoices, bear in mind. These are not legal fines and penalties. These are invoices from Parking Eye for using their car park and not paying for it. It's supposed to be like recompense if if they're out of pocket. I'm not sure how a car park can be out of pocket. But anyway, they are only invoices, and that's what a lot of people say is, oh, they're invoices, you don't need to pay them. Unfortunately, it does very quickly turn into CCJs, and that can hit your credit history. So that is not something I would recommend to anybody at all. But I would say challenge it. Now, I can't because it's already been paid for. So there is another ombudsman type system you can go through called, I'll put it in the description, a link to them as well, but I think it's called ALPOT, some sort of like parking ombudsman type system. I can't remember what it is. My memory's terrible. Anybody who knows me knows I can't remember anything, which is why I have to use scripts a lot of the time, because I forget. So anyways, this company, and they will oversee it. However, Park and I have said, because you have already paid it, you are not able to escalate it any further. Thank you very much. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200, but give us £60, I think the penalty is. So yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed, a little bit disgruntled. My £2 parking ticket, which I did pay for, my £2 parking has suddenly turned into about £70 because it's about £60 fine or £55 fine plus admin fee from the lease company just for sending me the email or hitting forward on the email that they received from Park and I. And the government really need to tackle this because they are basically robbing people. Their systems don't work correctly. Their cameras never work. I've had them in the past where I've driven off the car park and then I've had a letter through to say that I was on there all night. Well, I've got dash cam footage of me driving down the motorway that night. So you tell me how I can be in two places at once. They can't. So I managed to get away with that one, but that was through my personal car and I challenged it. Where I've got the issue is a lot of salary sacrifices and leases, they do not give the option of challenging it. They will just pay it for you. So bear that in mind. If you are one of these people that does tend to get parking tickets fairly regular, you cannot challenge them if you have it through a lease, because most of them will say, we will pay this on your behalf to stop any escalations, but that does restrict your ability from being able to challenge it. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Just thought I'd do a quick video about it. It affects petrol drivers, diesel drivers, EVs, whoever, but it is a problem and the government does need to deal with it. And on that note, I'll see you on the next video.